Alright, so we just reached this new location, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna, ask Miguel about the car, gonna do a quick walk around with the car, and just share more about the new Type R for you guys who don't know too much about this car. So how long have you had the car for right now?
2 months.
2 months?
2 months and a half.
And Miguel's actually the first Type R owner here in Austin, Texas.
In Austin, Texas.
So pretty proud to be
Yes,
first
sir.
Type R owner.
Yes, sir.
And I guess another thing for those of you guys, who don't know, actually the Type R you had to pre-order like way in advance, right?
Yes, sir.
How long ago did you place your order?
I put my deposit back in March.
March this year?
March of this year.
Okay, that's not too bad, but still a few months wait for the car. And I guess in the 2 months you've had the car, okay, I guess you can tell the people, so before this 2017 Civic Type R, what do you have before this?
I had a 2013 Honda Civic SI.
So the SI, so 4 years difference, SI versus a Type R. I guess
night and day.
Night
and day.
So for people who say, it's just a Civic, it's, what would you say about that? Would you say it's really different?
It's not just a Civic. It's in its own class by itself.
I agree. People, put the Civic Type R in the same class as like the STI, the Evo, the Golf R, Focus RS. Would you say they're kind of like in the same league in that sense?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah. The Type R is a legend, and like I was saying earlier, there's only a few made. Do you know how many made in the US?
6,000.
6,000. Wow. And this is number 1900. So that was custom made, doesn't come from the factory, but on the inside of the I guess the interior, by the shift knob, there's actually a number, so I'll show you guys later. But in this 2 months, so what have you done to the car so far?
Nothing. It's completely stock other than the splitter.
So it's a custom made splitter.
Custom made,
one of one. So it comes with the tie rods, and then he also got that sticker put on. But see, that's the thing about a brand new car, like aftermarket parts hasn't really started to come out yet. It's starting to get there.
After SEMA. After SEMA, they're gonna start coming out.
That's really true. So what's the favorite thing? If you can just name one favorite thing you like about the Type R, what would it be? Turbo. So for those of you guys who don't know, this Civic, actually all the brand new, I guess they called it a Civic X generation or something.
Yes, Civic X, 10th gen.
10th gen, yeah. And a lot of them come, actually all of them come turbo, but a small baby turbo, I think.
Most of them come turbo. There's, I think, one that doesn't come turbo.
Okay. And I think that was a 1.5 turbo, if I'm not wrong, my buddy Audrey told me. Versus this one, how big is the this displacement on the motor?
2.0 liter.
2-liter turbo. Nice. So basically the first, I guess you can say one of the first generation of Civic that came turbo from the factory. Am I pretty much right to say?
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess we can start with walking around the car, slowly showing you guys the little details. Really aggressive styling on this new Civic Type R. Some people like it, some people don't, but I personally love it. So we have the hood scoop right here, functional. So a lot of the aero parts you see on the car are functional. Of course the Type R has the famous red color Honda badge with the Type R badging. And these headlights, they look nice. Are they LEDs, right?
LEDs.
Yeah. Do you mind kind of switching it? Just the LED daytime running light on. Ooh, that looks nice. And then, maybe just the daytime running lights, and then also the headlights after that to just show the people. So that's the daytime running lights, the LED strip down there. Okay, and then the headlights. So this is the headlights. I really like the styling on the inside. Really modern, slick design. Really reminds me of the, I guess the Acura ILX has that style of headlights too, kinda. But thank you. But there's a lot of carbon fiber accents on the car as well. So you see like a carbon fiber front lip. So the splitter didn't come with the car, but this front lip came on the car. And then let's see, what are the carbon fiber parts? The splitter on the outside, side splitter. It's carbon fiber too. And then the rear diffuser is carbon fiber too. And if you guys realize, there's a lot of red trimming on it. And definitely one of the, I guess you can say, the most controversial thing on the new Civic Type R is the back of the car. That big obnoxious wing, which I love. Do you like the wing personally?
Yes, I wouldn't have it any other way.
So I really think it looks so aggressive. And I guess it's I mean, it's a track car. It's meant to be a track car from the factory, pretty much, just like I guess back then when they had the Evos or STIs. So a lot of really aggressive styling, like the wing. You have that little I don't know what that shark fin looking thing. Really cool. And another unique thing is the triple tip exhaust. So I heard you mentioning something about a resonator or something like that. So what do the 3 tips kind of do? Is it functional?
There's functional. 2 mufflers on the outside. At idle, it resonates. It has a smaller resonator in the middle. And at idle, it goes in through that one, comes out through all the 3 tips. And during load, higher RPMs, it just goes straight through the mufflers and out the 2 tips.
Nice. So I mean, it's really aggressive. Most cars have it just like, you know, on the sides, quad exhaust or whatever, but this is the first time really I've seen a 3-tip exhaust in the center on a factory car. And then let's see what else on the outside. Oh, of course, if you realize on the front fenders, there's kind of like a fender vent. I heard that's functional too. Kind of, I guess, like I said, all the aerodynamics on a car is built in a certain way. And if you look from the front of the car, these fender vents makes the car looks really aggressive and really wide. You know, I put my 2015 Lancer GT right beside it last night. This thing looks way wider than my car. But another thing that's really special in this car is these wheels and your brake setup. So Brembo rotors. Front and back? Yep, front and back. How many piston do you know?
4 pistons up front, single piston in the back.
So 4 piston up front, single piston in the back. And we got some drilled rotors as well. And then for wheels, some people like it, some people don't. In terms of size, so these are 20-inch wheels. Do you personally think it's a little too big, or do you kind of like, you think it's a good size?
I like it, but if it was me, I'd go down a size or 2.
Okay.
I want more tire on the road.
That's true.
Or actually on the sidewalls.
Yeah, the sidewall's a 30? 30, yeah, so it's pretty skinny sidewall. But yeah, again, factory wheels, this wheel looks really good. You have that little red, you know, pinstripe thing going on too. That goes all around the car. Front splitter, front lip, side splitter, wheels, diffuser, so everything kind of flows really nice together. What do you think about stopping power, since you have the big Brembos? Actually, I should say these are the first factory fitted big brake kit on a Civic or in a Honda.
Here in the US.
Okay. I guess if you're gonna compare your old Civic Si stopping power to this one, is it
Way better. way better.
way better? And you were saying just now that it's really different animals, like day and night. So besides the turbo, what else, you know, is kind of really different in it?
The suspension.
Suspension?
The suspension, yes.
Do you know if these, I guess stock suspension, do they come with like a certain brand or something, or just really stiff?
I wouldn't be able to tell you on that.
Okay, but it feels much more, I guess,
Yeah,
stiffer.
It has adaptive suspension where it changes modes between comfort, sport, and R plus mode. R plus mode, obviously. Stiffer suspension, steering wheel's tighter, and your throttle response is way better.
Nice. So let's go ahead and go inside the car, and if you could just show us the different modes with the switches for R and stuff. Okay, so this is the inside. So again, first impression, really beautiful cockpit. A lot of red going on as well. Carbon fiber here, reds, trimming all around. That's what the Type R is known for. Seats, I sat in them for the first time earlier, and they really hugged me. Good bolstering here, as well as my thighs. Because some aftermarket seats, they don't actually have good bolstering here on the thighs. So really good bolstering. yeah, actually, if I get you to go around, I'm gonna just film from here. Show us the different modes. So push to start. See the way it loaded here, really beautiful. Nice steering wheel, infotainment system. Oh, it says Type R, that's cool. So on the screen, are you able to see like your torque curve, braking power, all this stuff, or what can you see on here?
Not on the screen. I can put it on the tack.
Okay, so just zoom in.
I can put my gas and my brake.
Let's see. So that's throttle response. How much gas?
And brakes.
That's brakes on this side. That's pretty cool. So on the fly when you're driving, you don't have to get distracted. Look here, you can just look straight to the tachometer. Everything's there. And then, like I said, the shift knob, right below the shift knob, there's I guess your serial number. So 1900 out of 5,000, right?
6,000.
Sorry, 6,000. There's a 6-speed shifter. The SI, was it a 5 or 6-speed? 6-speed?
6-speed.
Okay. The gears ratios in this car, is it a little shorter than the SI?
Yes.
Okay.
Way shorter.
Way shorter? Okay. And then the different modes are over here. Oh, one thing I did notice in my buddy Audrey's 2017 Civic 2 was the e-brake is here, which is really different from, the old school e-brake where you just yank it up. I don't know. Do you feel a little weird about it?
It's a little bit weird, but you get used to it.
Yeah. My biggest fear is like electronic stuff. If they don't work one day, you're like, shit, I'm screwed in a manual car.
Yep. That's the bad part.
But over here we have the different modes. So you said comfort, sport, and R+?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Different modes on the fly. Do you have anything like gravel, tarmac mode, kind of like the...
No, that's it. It's
okay.
just those modes.
The different modes. Let's see. And then the back seat. So it's a 4-seater car. I guess you can sit 4 people pretty comfortably. It's a Civic after all, just that with all the performance packaging. And how's that? I guess that once you look at the back, the wing, does it look a little too big when you drive? Does it block your view at all?
I can't even see the wing.
Oh wow! So I guess it's tall enough. Actually, you're right. I guess it's tall enough that the wing is just up there. It's not really blocking your view. So it's pretty cool. And like I say, a lot of I guess suede or Alcantara all around the car. Really nice material. Pretty much, I guess I've asked the questions I wanted to cover on the interior of the new Civic Type R. So I'm sure a lot of you guys want to know more about that turbo. That's a really exciting part to it. Do you know how many boosts, how many pounds of boost is pushing from the factory?
23 psi from factory.
23, that's pretty high. Oh, and talking about turbos, if you can just pop the hood, let's check out under the hood. It's actually my first time looking under the hood of the Civic Type R. So immediately, valve cover has carbon fiber accents on it, black and red. And for the 10 gens Civic, they switch out the motor to Earth Dreams. And this is the VTEC, but I think the normal Civics didn't have VTEC, right?
No, not the new one.
Okay. Do you know when VTEC engages, when it hits?
I'm not too sure.
Sure.
It's probably 4,800.
4,800? Okay. And what about boost? When does a peak boost kind of hit the car?
Depending on what gear, just probably like right around 4,000, maybe 5,000.
Wow. That's not bad.
It's like right at the end of 5,000.
Okay, so around 5,000 RPM is when boost kind of hits pretty hard. That's pretty cool because Honda motors, especially back then, they're always known for you have to rev it out before you feel the power. But from riding this car for that short 5 minutes, Miguel didn't even push the car, but I could feel that it was, pretty torquey. Definitely much more torquey than I guess your old Civic SI.
Oh yes, definitely.
You feel the power, the little torque down low. What are the numbers for people curious? Horsepower as well as torque.
306 horsepower, 295 torque, if I'm correct.
306 horsepower, 295 torque. Okay, pretty respectable numbers from the factory. Yeah, so engine bay. What are the plans for you? You mentioned something about a blow-off valve that you would like to get.
I'd like to get a blow-off valve down the road. Downpipe, intake, charger pipe, exhaust, intercooler, pretty much the whole performance out of it.
Okay, so let's see. The intercooler is kind of hiding here. You can kind of see it from here, but from far, I guess the mash grill kind of hides it. Right now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get a couple exhaust clips from Miguel with the Type R. So you see, there's like so they kind of limit the revs to like 4,000.
Yeah, 4,000.
So we'll try our best to see if we can get some, you know, exhaust clips or some little turbo noises. But it's pretty soft since it's all stock for, you know, exhaust, no headers, stuff like that. But we'll try to get like a low range, mid range, and somewhere higher up to see how it sounds. So yeah, if you guys like, you know, the videos, you guys like the cinematic stuff, let me know. Let me know what kind of cars you guys want to see featured on the channel as well. I'll catch you guys in the next video.